We're about to look at another running back in this class, yet another one, and this one is really seems to be flying under the radar. James Williams, Washington State. There's a lot you need to know. We're going to get into it next right here on Dynasty League Football.
The NFL Draft Profile Series, NFL Prospects. Break it down, let's get it. People's pen and the gridiron scholar. Time to do it major. Let's see who running the field. Let's analyze the data. Yeah, let's go.
James Williams has been the lead tailback for Washington State for the last couple of years, and although the numbers look great, a lot of people are just going to discredit that to the air raid offense that the Cougars run, employed by Mike Leach, and we've seen what it's done for quarterbacks. Gardner Minshew this year, Luke Falk setting Pac-12 records a couple of years before that. But James Williams, Sean, there's a ton here that I think people are not really recognizing or paying enough attention to. So I'm going to let you start with this. What are your takes? Because this is a deep but not really defined running back class by the position. So why should people be paying more attention to James Williams?
Andy, you're completely right. I think he's been overlooked because Mike Leach's system has not produced a lot of NFL running backs. I also think because he plays in the Pac-12 in the Northwest, he has been largely overlooked by the scouting community. But I've had him in college fantasy football. I've studied the tape. And this young man is an NFL running back. He has the upside of James White and Duke Johnson. And he clearly has a future in the NFL this year. What has he done on the Washington State campus? In 2018, he was all Pac-12 honorable mention after leading Cougars in rushing and receiving. He totaled 1,173 all-purpose yards, and he scored 16 times. He led the country with 83 receptions by a running back. Just a simply outstanding season. In 2017, he tallied 946 all-purpose yards and logged 71 receptions. In 2016, he was named Freshman All-American honorable mention after totaling 953 all-purpose yards. In 3 seasons on campus, he tied for third with 202 career receptions in school history and finished ninth with 2,977 yards from scrimmage. He recorded 6 career games with over 10 catches and scored 27 times. Now, what I really liked about him, he really comes close to exceeding all 5 of my benchmarks that I look for in running backs, Andy. He had 4.9 yards per carry. I prefer 5, but he's very close in a system that doesn't highlight the runner. He had 202 receptions, which we spoke about, which clearly shatters my benchmark. His straight line speed is a little slow at 4.58, but his lateral agility is amazing, Andy. His 3-cone drill and his 20-yard shuttle, he finished 4th amongst all runners at the combine in his scores. So this man, what I saw on film, it comes to fruition in the drills at the combine. Now, he's 5'10", 198 pounds. He's an electric playmaker with slippery and magical feet. He is subtle and coordinated combination of feet, hips, hands, shoulders, and head to elude tacklers. His entire body works in sync with itself. He has incredible spatial awareness. He solves problems immediately. He gets the ball in his hands. He immediately heads upfield, and he can see tacklers all around him, and he gets to the open space. He effortlessly catches the football with soft hands. He runs with vision and fortitude. He terrorizes opponents with jump cuts and lateral quickness. I really like this young playmaker. I have a 3rd-round grade on him, Andy. He's really being overlooked in the draft in the dynasty communities. What do you think about James Williams of Washington State?
Well, as far as the measurements, I think it was just slightly off. He measured at the combine officially at 5'9", 197. But, John, he looks so much bigger, at least wider in his pads. He doesn't look like a smallish player. He will fit that role as the complementary change of pace back, but I think there's more than meets the eye with this guy. He can make tacklers miss with his quickness. He's got incredible balance, and when you consider these, he looks like he's gliding on ice almost, where he has these 360 spins. He'll absorb a blow in the middle of the spin and just eat it up, and then into another spin and turn on the jets and bounce up. He likes to run between the tackles when he does get the carries. He's got good strength for the position. He's good in pass protection. You mentioned the hands being smooth. He's got incredible hands, extreme smoothness while he's catching and then turning it upfield to run. I do think he's a better runner than he got to display based on that air raid offense. I mean, this was never a 1,000-yard rusher. Only twice was he over 100 carries, never surpassed 150 carries in a season even. But if you gave him those opportunities, I think you'd see a better and stronger runner than what the statistics and the numbers would allude to. Again, he he's not shy of running between the tackles. This is a guy that you would just look at the receptions and see the size and think, oh, this is just a receiving kind of back, which he definitely is. But if you gave him the carries, if you gave him 200 carries, he's going to average over 4 yards per carry. He's going to be a 1,000-yard rusher if he's able to get that role. But even if he doesn't, I mean, you were mentioning James White as his upside, Duke Johnson, these types of players. We've seen what they've become in the current NFL and what it's becoming. So this is a guy that can be very dangerous and right out of the gate. His teammates and coaches rave about his enthusiasm and his effort and just the intensity he brings. As far as being a teammate, this is the kind of guy you want in the locker room. He grew up homeless, living out of a car, but it never seemed to dissuade his attitude for him and his sister. He boasts about how tight-knit his family is, and they never let anything get them down. And now he's got a great opportunity to thrive as a professional at the sport he loves. I mean, you can look at the numbers alone and think he's just a product of the system, especially in comparison when you look at another running back like Jamal Morrow, who finished at Washington State in 2017. The numbers look kind of similar. But if you actually watch him, you'll see some great things. And to me, this is where the combine testing can matter. His numbers were among the best at the position. Throw away the 40, the 4.58. Doesn't really bother me. But you look at the 3-cone, he finished 4th among running backs. The vertical, he was 5th. The 20-yard shuttle, he was 4th. I mean, this was tops at the position, and we saw some bad combine performances from the running backs. So this was a guy that thrived. And I don't know if there's anybody who's had – I mean, he's top 5, top 10 amongst receiving running backs in all-time history at the college level. I mean, these are just prolific numbers he's put up. Let us know if you were persuaded by our testimony for James Williams today to start considering him a little more. This is a guy that's going to thrive, especially in a PPR offense. So if you're looking for some later round values that you can grab in a fantasy draft, James Williams should definitely be among your targets on draft day. Let us know what you thought of this video. Go check out the other players we're covering right here on DynastyLeagueFootball.com. John's other work, his written work, can be found at Football Diehards. And, of course, you can check out my newly launched ExpandTheBoxScore.com, where you can get some in-depth statistics such as James Williams' targets, red zone efficiency, things of that nature. Thanks for checking us out today. Hope you enjoyed this video.